When the sun rises in the east early in the morning, and if you're in a tall building, you go to the west side of the building, you open a window in the west, and what happens? The sunlight floods into the room and illuminates the whole room, even though the sun is on the horizon in the east. How can the light from the sun reverse back and penetrate the room and illuminate the whole room? That's because the light that's coming into that window is not from the sun. It's as simple as that. So now what I'm telling you and what we're discussing goes against the grain. I know it does, but we're going to prove it. You see, in the day, another light source must be lighting the sky. Because if they only had one light source, night and day would look the same. You'd have a harsher light in the day and a lesser light at night time. And this is undeniable. You can't escape this fact. So to help us understand this, we're going to look at buildings on the horizon. So you'll see, for example, if the sun's in front of you. Now the sun travels across. If there's only one light source, the back end of the building cannot be illuminated because the light can't bend around those buildings and illuminate the back of those buildings. It's simply impossible. So something else is happening. You see, this happens at night time because you have one light source at night. It's the moon. The same would happen during the day, just that the light would be stronger in the day. This light that's supposed to be in outer space cannot turn the sky blue. It's physically impossible. So this is not what we see. Your life on earth, if the sun was giving us, it was the only light source in the day, our lives would be miserable. In fact, we wouldn't survive. This is not what we see. Yet in the day, the light's in front of you, the back end of the building is illuminated. Tells you that there must be two light sources in the day. You're going to say, well, that's insane. Well, go outside, use your eyes and look. What we've been taught about the world we live in is an illusion. It's fantasy. So, as the Bible says, in the beginning, God created light. Let there be light. That was in day one. This is the light of day. It's not the same as the sunlight. He divided the light into dark and light. How Jehovah did this, I don't know. Then on day 2, he created a dome. And as Job said, he beat out the skies like a molten mirror. 2 Peter says that the heavens stand firm. Daniel tells us that those in the last days, there will be some that will shine brightly like the heavens, like the firmament. So a photographer would do the same. You see, a photographer has a person standing there. He cannot use one light source. He would use a soft light, he would use a reflector, and then he would use a hard light. And it's these aspects of these lights together he can illuminate the person or the object properly. So there's a lion, right? He would take a soft box. This would create the light of day, the ambient light. He would use a reflector on the opposite side. And then he would take a hard light, which is like the sun, and he would move that hard light around until he's happy with the lighting. And it's only in this way that he can illuminate a 3D object in 3D space. And this is the way the world works. A photographer cannot illuminate a 3D object with one light. It's physically impossible. Now, if there was only the sunlight, your world would be a nightmare. It would be ugly. So, we have the light of day, a reflector, a dome, like a molten mirror covering the earth, and we have the sun. And it's the sun that gives us the hard shadows and the hard light. And it's the combination of these three things, the two lights and the reflector, that we see the way we do. If there was no reflector, right, and there was no dome, right, so the light's not working from them, and we only have the sun, well, this is what the whole day would look like. The only time you'd see objects lit is when the sun was behind you. Your world would be like a horror movie. And that's a fact. Go try it out. We know this. The crazy thing is that we know this and we understand this, but when we go outside in the real world, we've been so brainwashed that we don't think, we don't appreciate or respect the creation. So here's the moon. The moon cannot illuminate the sky. It just simply cannot. It can't give light into the sky. So if I tell you, well, the Earth has a dome and it has two light sources and these sources are orbiting around the Earth, you'd say I'm crazy. But the evidence is there. Perspective. And many artists and painters and photographers and cinematographers who work with light, they know this and they give you clues in their movies and they give you clues in their paintings, because if they come and tell you outright we're living on a flat plane under a dome, people will start having convulsions. So here's an image, and we see these images in the day of a city scene and of night. Two different light. A light source of the moon cannot illuminate the back end of the building. And the same with the sunlight. You need another light source. And you need a reflector. That's how we see 3D objects in 3D space illuminated. So back onto the flat Earth. You see, people take images like this all the time. The boats and the buildings aren't sinking below the horizon. Yet there are unscrupulous people, and they know who they are, who will go and cut up images and paste images together and say, well, there you go. You know, there are buildings sinking below the horizon, and yet another man will go with this and take a photograph like this, where it's not happening. Buildings just simply get smaller in the distance. None of them, the bridges and the buildings aren't falling over the horizon. No, they just get smaller and smaller in the distance. It's perspective. Bridges don't fall over, buildings don't fall over. So you must understand that there is been an all-out effort to convince you the Earth's a ball, and it's simply not. So at reflections, no matter how high an object is from you, its reflection is always underneath it. And the light source, look at the light. One light source like this cannot illuminate the blue sky because the light's coming straight in your face. And we see, as you move your position, we see the images and the reflections always above, below. No matter how you move your position, tells you that the ocean is flat. It's the only way that this is possible. You see, if the Earth was a ball, these things would all be deformed and would be in different positions. A bird flying in the sky, or a cloud far away, or that light streak in the sky, its position cannot be underneath it in proportion. So no artist or master painted things falling over and things sinking below the horizon. They understood light, they understood perspective, they understood reflections. These three things together tell us that the Earth is flat. We've just been lied to. The reality is, this is what you see with your eyes, and then NASA comes with a silly ball cartoon. And this is the reality. You see, the real influence for these artists was the Creator. Because the greatest artist and painter of light is the Creator. And the Bible says his name is Jehovah. And he's the greatest artist. He paints in real light, the real thing. We can only imitate what the Creator does. The Creator is a wonderful, marvelous artist. And his creation sings, not just in light, but in sound. It's astounding. It's been an absolute privilege to live and see the work of this Creator. I was born, I didn't deserve to see this and understand it. What an absolute privilege. And so, the common sense tells you, if I see this painting, who painted that? You want to learn about this because you're astounded saying that's beautiful. When I see this, I ask myself, well, who's painted this? How is it that I can see this and is painting this in my mind with light? And it moves, and it's awesome to look at. We see a gentleness, a loving kindness that is astounding. But unfortunately, we live in a wicked system ruled by despots, psychopaths, who don't want you to see and listen and think. They don't want you to be free. They want you to believe that this stuff just evolved. I mean, look at this. Come on. This evolved? Really? And it's flat. Say what you want to. Your eyes and your mind tells you it's flat. So we need to take time to look and appreciate and meditate and think on these things. And we'll see. No doubt about it. There's a Creator.